All right, everybody, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here on our Friday afternoon. Let's get updated with Tropical Storm Fiona. Right now with winds of 50 miles per hour, and it is currently actually approaching the Windward Islands, the Leeward Islands right now. So off the top, here's the deal. It goes into the Leewards tonight, starts to affect the U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands tomorrow afternoon. Puerto Rico is tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Hispaniola, it's Sunday night into Monday morning that these effects will be moving. And I'll go over exactly what we expect. I think this is much more of a rainmaker than it is of a windmaker, but there will be some decent winds coming along with this and always. And unfortunately, on the northeast side of this storm, you can get tornadoes and water spouts and that type of thing. And that will be moving over the islands here as we go through the next couple of days. Hurricane Center does get it to hurricane force winds on the extended forecast. That's once it moves north of Hispaniola towards the Turks and Caicos. And the forecast out that far right now is still really uncertain, although the models do seem to be agreeing with a little bit more of a turn to the northwest and then eventually to the north along or just east of the Bahama chain. So that's where we're at right now. Let's get started real fast. First things first, if you are in the islands, if you're in Antigua and Barbuda, Montserrat as well too, I think the center is actually going to come very close to those islands, just a little north of Guadeloupe. Try and get this to catch up here, and you'll see the visible satellite with the lower level center, which is sitting somewhere right about in here. You see that? So it's moving off in this direction right towards Montserrat, but then literally, Antigua and Barbuda are going to get it, and then you get up towards St. Martin, and those areas are going to get it as well too. Still sheared. Look at all of this convection that's on the right side of the center, but look, there's convection trying to form even right there. You see that? When you see that, I see, okay, it's got 50 mile per hour winds. It's had a ton of shear on it the last 24 hours, 36 hours or so, and it's still maintaining, and it looks like it wants to continue to maintain. Now, there's a look at the shear that's on it. Some of this will lighten up, not a lot, but when it does, it looks like it will actually be in this area. But by that time, it's Puerto Rico. But then it looks like it's going to come up and do something like this in that direction. And there's going to be some shear when it gets into there as well, too. So I think a lot of the rain when it's in here is actually going to spit off to the north and the east. That's a ways out. Let's talk with what we got right now. So here's the forecast as of 2 o'clock from the National Hurricane Center. They have it at 50 mile per hour winds right now. They increase it overnight tonight into tomorrow morning around 60 mile per hour winds. Starting to see some of that convection there near the center. Yes. Now that wind of 60 miles per hour is going to be right there. It's near the center and probably to the north and the east of the center. Okay, so not everybody's going to get that wind, but certainly winds in the 40s and 50s with higher gusts for many of these islands in the Leeward Islands, and then including especially the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. Thomas, you'll see a little bit less of that, and I'll kind of get into that. Now, Sunday morning, the center is in southwest of Mayagüez, southwest of Rincon, all those areas on the western side of Puerto Rico. And then you've got it here Monday morning over top of the Dominican Republic, the eastern part of it, and then you can see it moving Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and you can see the span. Now, look, this span is normal, right? And the Hurricane Center says, that's normal, but it could be anywhere from over here to over here. Well, it's probably over here. It's probably going to be anywhere in this area here. So we still have to watch for that turn. It does look a little bit better to me today watching the models. I'll show you that's coming up. I do think it looks a little bit better, a little bit more confident that it's going to turn, not 100%. I just talk watches and warnings. Warnings mean in the blue. Guadeloupe is included in that. All of the islands north of there are included, including the British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Martin, Anguilla, all of Puerto Rico. There is now the warning means that we expect tropical storm force winds in that area within the next 36 hours. Obviously, it's going to be here tonight. It's not 36 hours. It's on its way. It'll be here later tonight. It will be a little bit later here for Puerto Rico, right? Saturday night and Sunday. The yellow that you see here is a tropical storm watch, means we might get winds in excess of 40 miles per hour within 48 hours. This will likely get raised to a warning. At this point, it's a timing issue, right? Watches go out 48 hours. Warnings go out 36 hours. We do not expect the wind in eastern parts of Hispaniola, Dominican Republic, within 48 hours. So, but later tonight, that will change. Obviously, we're getting closer in time. And so that will go up to a warning. And south of there, Guadalupe South, we're fine, right? We're not looking at any issues for that. Now, here is the probability of the highest winds, right? You can see it's right here. There's St. Croix, St. Thomas up here. So you see the highest probability of winds is going to be on the southern edge. It's just shifted a little bit further to the south. And then it's going to move and kind of cross up in between Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. Now, here's the timing. 2 o'clock this afternoon. We're already past that. So 8 o'clock tonight. Here we are, right in the heart of the islands, the Leewards. St. Martin, this line right here is 2 a.m. So that's overnight tonight. So you need to have the preps done in St. Martin. Really in St. Thomas as well, too. All these areas need to have the preps done by sunset tonight. That's my bet. If you're out here on the Eastern Islands, weather's already going downhill. Not terrible. You're actually going to notice the wind pick up before the rain. The rain's on the right side of this thing. All right, now let's go to Puerto Rico. 8 p.m. Sunday. Actually, I'd have preps done by midday, by noon on Saturday, right? 8 p.m. Saturday, the winds arrive in the eastern parts of the state. Now you go back out the western side of Puerto Rico, and you're talking now, Saturday night. Sunday morning, the winds are getting closer, about 8 o'clock, getting closer to Dominican Republic. Certainly during the day on Sunday, the weather goes downhill in Dominican Republic. So if you're in the DR, you've got until Saturday sunset to get your preps ready to go. And then you can see this gets carried out to the north and the west. Now, this is a little bit closer look of this. The yellow is winds of about 40 miles per hour or higher. Anything over about 60 mile per hour winds is in the orange, and it's tough to see, but the orange is right in here, right? You see that? So most of this is just tropical storm force winds, and so is this. I mean, hurricane force winds don't start until 74 miles per hour, and there's no forecast for that, at least not through the islands, okay? So good news for that. But 40-plus mile per hour winds, this is 8 o'clock tonight. Let's go out to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here we go, all of these islands in here. Okay, and getting up to the north as well, too. Now, watch what happens by the time we get towards noon tomorrow. Saturday at noon, there's St. Croix. But look at St. Thomas and the BVI up here. Actually, most of the wind trying to go to your south. Now, the rain is going to be heavy in this area back in here. All right, so that's going to be a little bit of a delay as far as winds versus rain. But when the rain comes, those rain bands are going to have some very heavy downpours, of course, but they're going to have some gusty winds in there, too. Now, this is 7 p.m. Saturday evening. Look at that. Just about to San Juan, okay? Vieques is getting it. San Juan's getting it by, 8 o'clock Saturday night. It's ballpark, right? And then you can see overnight, this is 1 a.m. Sunday morning, it really starts to overtake the island. Again, this is winds in the 40s, perhaps 50s with some higher gusts. It's not terrible, but, it's not down here where you see the orange. The highest winds look like they want to stay just to the south of Puerto Rico. And even those are, again, about 60 mile per hour winds. Now, this is Sunday at 4 p.m. You see it now getting into Dominican Republic. So again, Dominican Republic, it's Sunday afternoon and evening that you're concerned with this. And I'm going to take this out just a little bit further. And here you go. You see the orange now getting in to the eastern part of Dominican Republic. That is Monday morning. In fact, it's overnight, Sunday night into Monday morning for those higher winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. So to get in there. And that will change a little bit with the intensity forecast as we get going here. Let's talk forecast models. Here you go. Most of the models do see a curve. This is a really good graphic right here, right? Let's start talking about the ensembles. Look at the GFS. Just about every single run of the GFS is seeing that curve. Now, that does put Bermuda in this. So, Bermuda, you're going to have to watch this. Now, the Europeans getting better. Right? It is. I know this looks like a lot. You see a weak system coming down here. You do not see a lot up here anymore. Yesterday, the spread was all over the place. And what you are seeing, especially this afternoon, is a lot of the models turning it just like most of the other global models. Most of the other, even hurricane models, are doing very similar. So this is adding to the confidence that it turns. It hasn't turned yet, and we still need to watch it. But that is the case at this particular point. All right, now, let's go back. Let's talk a little bit about the models real fast, and then I'll get you off of here for today. This, of course, obviously is the another look at those forecast models that we have there. Why does it not show me this? Hold on, stay with me. Okay, Now let's take a look at the GFS models. Well, this is actually the European. What I wanted to show you is the coloring here. Some of them bring it up and try and bring it back over. The Europeans just having a hard time grabbing a hold of this. What's not written is where this turn happens. And then, yeah, if it does make this turn, it might wobble back to the left a little bit, closer to the Carolinas. So that's something that has to be watched. This is the GFS, of course, and you can see almost every run does it. But look at this. This, too, wobbles it and then brings it back out. All right, you see that? A wobble to the left and then back out to the northeast again. So that's a ridge of high pressure coming by over top. And the storm's, it's trying to come up and out, but it runs into this ridge of high pressure, so it kind of goes back and around the backside of it, right? That's what's happening here. And that's, I don't want to say fairly typical, but certainly can see that happening. All right, now let's talk intensity forecast models. 3 days out, we've got a tropical storm still. All right, so that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it's Sunday into Monday. Now, Monday into Tuesday, it's coming off of Hispaniola, and it's getting out near the Turks and Caicos, maybe just to the east. Look at the models are starting to see, plenty of warm water there. The models are starting to see some increase in intensity, so we'll have to watch it there. I still think there's going to be some shear on this thing by that particular time. All right, the regular run of the model. Here's the GFS. Puerto Rico, that is sunrise Sunday morning, and it's pretty close to Rainfall, just southwest of there. Then you get into sunset Sunday. It's on the eastern tip of Hispaniola. Now let's go on out. Now here we go. This is that sharp right turn and intensification by the GFS model by Monday night. Now the Turks and Caicos are here. It wants to keep most of the weather to the east of there. The Bahamas look fine at this particular time. And then the model definitely strengthens this bad boy. This is Wednesday night. Then you get out to Thursday night. There's Friday. Bermuda really has to watch it. Let me back up. Bermuda is right here. See that? I'm going to back up a little bit. So if this were to hold, it would be a Thursday event for Bermuda. Thursday night into Friday morning. Either way, look, surfers, we're loving it. We're going to get some East Coast waves if any of this holds together, which it looks like we're going to get at least something out there. Okay, European model. Let's go out to Sunday morning, southwest of Puerto Rico. Sunday night on the eastern tip of Hispaniola. Now, this is a little bit further to the south. Those mountains aren't going to be nice to it in Hispaniola and Dominican. That's Monday afternoon, Monday evening. And then here it comes. This is a further west and south track, but notice it too does this hard turn. You see that? Let me back this up. First of all, it goes further to the south and starts going west. And then all of a sudden, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, this is Wednesday afternoon, it makes a hard right turn. Comes up through the Turks and Caicos, goes right close to Bermuda, and then goes up and out. All right, so that's that. Here's another look at the ensemble runs for the GFS. You can see they're pretty well packed. See all these little red L's? It's all the different runs of it. The European, obviously, as you can imagine, is going to be a little bit different, but still pretty well tightly packed in here. It's starting to come in line with everything else. So we'll see. I'm not too worried about it. Probability of getting a tropical depression, force winds, obviously from the GFS. Here's tropical storm. Here's the probability of seeing a hurricane. And notice all of it, or at least most of it, is northeast of the islands. Okay, that's the GFS. This is the hurricane probability from the European. You can see most areas wouldn't have to deal with hurricane force winds. That's tropical depression for the European. That's tropical storm. So, all right, guys, that is it. Are there any questions? Let me see what we got here for questions. How's Puerto Rico? Oh, people are just chatting about Puerto Rico. That's awesome. All right, so you'll see here that they just posted in the chat here a story about, it says tropical depression 7 develops. That story we keep updating. You might want to click on that and then share that with your family or friends. This is on the 10 Tampa Bay Facebook page chat that I'm talking about. That's a good article that we just keep updating. It gives you all kinds of great information. Of course, I'm here on Facebook. I'm here on my YouTube page, Bobby Deskins Weather as well. Don't think it'll keep rolling into the Gulf. I see that, but I'm not too bullish on that right there. Okay, that's it. Let's see what we got here. See if I got anybody else that wants to chat. Hop up here. I'm going to do another update. Of course, I'll be doing updates throughout the weekend, mainly on my YouTube page. But we're going to keep you guys in the islands updated all the way through with this particular storm. Okay, here's one last look at it. Let's go do that. Let's get back here. Those are the forecast models. Here's one more look at the satellite and radar. I'm going to go ahead and throw the, well, there's the shear that it's on it. This is a closer look, but bottom line right now, I mean, you can see some of these outer bands that are now moving through the Northeast Islands there. And that's really when the wind's going to pick up. The highest wind is sitting right in this area here. So it's just offshore. And that's going to be some winds in the 50s out there, 40s and 50s for sure. Okay, guys, that's it. 10 Tampa Bay at 5 o'clock. We'll be on soon. I'm going to go get ready for the show there. Don't forget, we're going to have the latest weekend forecast for you locally here. Today's a pretty rainy day for Tampa. At least it will be. Friday night football is looking kind of on the soggy side here. But tomorrow afternoon has late day showers and storms, a little bit drier air by Sunday afternoon, and then some pretty decent, at least dry air in the mid levels up above us for most of next week, which will really cut back on our rain chances. I'll talk about all that coming up in just a little bit at 5 o'clock. See you guys there. Have a great weekend if I don't talk to you.